Yeah, good evening, friends. Myself, Dr. U. Seshadri. I have total 18 years of teaching experience, 18 years of teaching experience. I am AWS certified trainer at associate level. Friends, I am providing the training is at associate level training I am providing. Associate level training I am providing. To complete this training, I am taking the sessions, sir, 40 to 45 hours I am taking. That is, if I am taking daily 1 hours, it needs to complete 40 to 45 days, right? If I am taking 2 hours, it is taking to complete 20 to 22 days. Friends, see, once you register the codes, then you are getting everyday class recording videos, you got it, and everyday class material, we got it. And at the end of the training, then you got AWS interview questions and answers. AWS interview questions and answers, you got it. At the end of the training, you got AWS dumps. That is, after completion of my training, then your preparation is well and you are attempting the global certification. For that, how previously they are asked the questions and answers I am providing, around 800 pages I am providing. Fine. Next, at the end of the training, you got each and every topic, the screenshot explanation, you got it. Screenshot explanation, you got it. This is in my side I am providing once you registered the codes. Fine, friends. Sir, in 40 to 45 hours, what content we have to cover? That is briefly I have to mention. What are the content I have to cover? That is basics of the cloud computing. I can cover the basics of cloud computing. That is, in basics of cloud computing, we can cover what is cloud computing, what are advantages of cloud computing, what are cloud deployment models, cloud delivery models. We are discussed on the basics of cloud computing. And we are going to discuss the AWS introduction. On that, what are the global infrastructure for the AWS? How many regions are there? How many availability zones are there? And also, I have to explain what are the free tier account, the limitations when you are creating your AWS free tier account. And also, friends, how to create your AWS free tier account. Those concepts we'll discuss on the AWS introduction. And also, friends, in this training program, I have to cover the Linux basics I have to cover. That is, whatever it is required in my training program, the Linux basics I have to cover. And then we are focusing on the AWS, the compute service. That is nothing but the EC2. EC2 stands for the Elastic Cloud Computing. Elastic Cloud Computing. Here in this Elastic Cloud Computing, we are discussed many services, how to launch the Linux server, how to launch the Windows server, how to transfer files from your laptop to launch the Linux server, how to transfer files from your laptop to Windows server, how Linux server you make as web server, how launched Windows server you make as web server, right? How to add the additional volume, how we are attaching and detaching that additional volume, how you share the files from one Linux server to another Linux server. For that, we are using Elastic file system, right? And also, friends, For balancing the load, I have to explain the load balancing concept. I have to explain. The AWS is supporting the different types of the load balancers are supported. That is the classic load balancer, the application load balancer, network load balancer, and the gateway load balancer. See, I can explain with hands-on those load balancers I have to explain. In real time, these two load balancers are used. And also, friends, in my training program, I had to cover under the compute service how to take the snapshot, how to copy snapshot from one region to another region, and then how we can schedule the snapshot. To overcome scheduling the snapshot, I explain the lifecycle management, all the features I have to explain under the compute service. And also, friends, I have to explain the feature under the compute service, how we can increase the resources. How we can increase is nothing but how to increase more number of CPUs and memory and the hard disk capacity. That is nothing but the scale up and scale down feature. And also, friends, I have to explain one important concept, that is auto scaling feature. I have to explain in EC2 service. Those are the major services, many services I'll send you in detail also. Auto scaling concept I have to cover. Fine, friends. Now, in this training program, I have to cover the S3. S3 stands for the simple storage service. There are many features are there. I have to explain one by one features. Don't worry. And another service is the IAM concept. I have to explain how to create the IAM users, how to create groups, how to create custom policies, how we can create custom password policy, how you can create the IAM role, how to apply the multi-factor authentication. That's for providing the additional security. It may be your AWS account, that is for root user or the IAM user. Those many features I have to explain in the IAM. IAM stands for the identity and access management. And also, friends, I have to cover every day. I have to explore using the console. I have to explore the services one by one. We can use and we can explore the services using CLI. CLI stands for command line interface. And in this training program, I had to cover the VPC. Around I am taking the sessions is 7 to 8 hours I have to spend related to the virtual private cloud. VPC stands for the virtual private cloud. There are many features are there. Many services I have to explain in the VPC, virtual private cloud. And I can explore the Route 53 concept. On this Route 53 concept, how we can register the domain name service. There are different types of routing policies are there. There are totally the 6 routing policies I explained in Route 53 concept. And also, friends, in this training program, I have to cover the database. How we can connect the database. That is using the RDS. RDS stands for Relational Database Service. Using RDS, how we can connect the MySQL service, and also how to connect the DynamoDB. Using the DynamoDB, how we can create the table. Using the MySQL, how we can create the table, how to write the queries. I have to explain it in the database. And also, friends, I have to explore the Lambda service. That's also we call it as a serverless computing. And Elastic Beanstalk. Elastic Block Store is different. Elastic block store is nothing but for adding the additional volume. How to add additional volume? That's how to explain it in the elastic block store. Elastic beanstalk is nothing but that is one service it is providing. I'll tell you in detail also. And then I'm focusing in this training program. In this training program, I have to explore some monitoring services. Monitoring services I have to explore. That is SNS, simple notification service, simple queue service, simple queue service, simple email service, simple email service, CloudWatch, how we can create alarms, how we can create the alarms. I have to explain those things on the monitoring services. And also I explore the service data synchronization. And in this training program, I have to cover at the ending two projects I have to explore. That is, one is related to the EC2, VPC, and the RTS. Second project I'm explore related to the S3. Friends, those content I have to cover in my training program. See that in detail, I can send the PDF what content I have to cover. See that. This is in detail I have to cover the services. Here I am not mentioning the Linux basics. I can cover the Linux basics also. That is AWS Introduction to Cloud Computing, Compute Service. Under the Compute Service, I can cover how to launch and connect the Linux server and Windows server, how to transfer the files, how you make as web server for Linux and the Windows with Bootstrap script, without Bootstrap script, and how to create EC2 user. All those things I have to mention very clearly what content I have to cover in this PDF. And in the storage service, I have to cover the elastic block store. That is how to add additional volume, attaching and detaching for Windows machine and the Linux machine. I have to explore. Mounting and unmounting is nothing but attaching and detaching. And the elastic file system, that is to shade the files from one Linux server to another Linux server. You have to use the elastic file system. And I can cover in storage S3. There are many features are there. Those features I have to cover. And in identity and access management, those services I have to cover. And also I can cover the command line interface. Somewhere I can mention. And the VPC around I am taking the session is 7 to 8 hours. And one service I have to cover, the analytical service, the Athena also I have to cover. Athena, it's an analytic tools. It's an analysis tool. And also, friends, I can cover the Route 53, the routing policies I have to cover on databases. Different types of databases are supported in the AWS. I can cover on database how to connect MySQL using RDS. That's I have to cover. And also, friends, how to create DynamoDB tables. And security options, I can cover the CloudTrail, Trusted Advisor, CloudFront, and the application services. Those things I have to cover. And the monitoring, I can cover the CloudWatch, logs, metrics, create billing alarms. All those things I have to mention it in the PDF. I'll send the PDF to the chat box. We can download it. And you know that what content I can cover in my training program. Yes, the content I'll send it to the chat box. We can download it. What content I can cover. What content I have to cover. Friends, this is day one demo session. On this day one demo session, on this day one demo session, I have to cover the basics of cloud computing. Basics of cloud computing. Basics of cloud computing. See, before starting the session, anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions regarding the training program and what content I have to cover? For this course, the fee is 5,000 rupees. For this course, the fees is 5,000 rupees. Already mentioned that once you register the course, then you are getting those things. You are getting those things. Everyday class recording videos, class material. At the end of the training, you got AWS interview questions and answers and AWS dumps. This will be helpful when you are attempting the global certification. How previously asked the questions and answers I had to cover on that AWS dumps, AWS interview questions. And in the dumps, that is when you are attempting the global certification, what questions are asking and answers also I am providing. And at the end of the training, each and every concept, the screenshot explanation I am providing. That is, any questions related to this? Even non-coding people also, we can learn this course. We can learn this course. Sir, I know good at Java, I know good at Python, I know good at something programming languages. Then you can go and apply after completion of my training program as a developer. Then you are getting more salary. Sir, I have the less coding skills. Then I'm learning to this course. Yes, we can learn it. And for that, there are separate jobs are there. That is admin jobs are there. I'll tell you in detail. That is on tomorrow's session. That is when you are complete this training program, what type of certifications you need to apply it. You need to apply, right? And at foundation level, that is at basic level, what certifications you are attempting. At associate level, what type of certifications we are going to attempt. I have to explore. For that, you need to register. Go to the portal and we have to register and we have to pay the payment accordingly, whatever it is mentioned that. And you have to write the scheduling the exam and we can write the exam. We can write the exam. That is. Any questions, friends? Before I am starting the session, this is a day one demo session. I'll start the basics of the cloud computing. I'll start the basics of the cloud computing. No questions?
No questions.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Any questions?
No. No questions.
Okay. Okay. Fine. No questions. Then I'll start the basics of the cloud computing. I'll start the basics of cloud computing. See, friends, first, what is the cloud computing? What is the cloud computing? The cloud computing, which is defined as on-demand availability of computing resources. On-demand availability of computing resources, which is defined as on-demand availability of computing services, availability of computing resources, The cloud computing, which is defined as on-demand availability of computing resources, That is, if you need the servlets, then it is providing as per your requirement, as per your configuration, servers will be provided. Sir, I need the storage. Then how much storage you need it, accordingly it is provided. Sir, I need to connect the database. Then we can connect which type of database you need to connect it. You need to connect MySQL. You need to connect the Oracle. You need to connect some other databases. We can connect it. That is nothing but the cloud computing, which is defined as on-demand availability of computing resources. On-demand availability of computing resources or the services, whatever the service you need it, you need the servers, it is providing. You need the database, it is providing. Sir, I need the networking, then it is providing. I need to connect the database, then it is providing the cloud computing. That's why I have mentioned that the cloud computing, which is defined as on-demand availability of computing services, on-demand availability of computing services. And the cloud computing, which is defined as for storing and accessing data and computing resources using the internet connection. Internet connection. If you want to store the data, if you want to access the resources, how we have to store the data, how we have to access the data, how we have to use the resources in the cloud computing is using the internet connection. Using the internet connection. Without internet connection, you can't use any resources. We can't use any services. You can't store any data. We can't access the data. We can't use the servers. We can't you can't connect the databases, right? That is nothing but if you want to storing the data, if you want to access the resources, mandatory the internet connection is required. Without internet connection, you can't do anything here. You can't do anything here. The cloud computing, which is defined as on-demand availability of computing services, like whatever the service you need it may be the servers, it may be the database, it may be the networking, it may be the Lambda service, whatever you need it, then it is providing the cloud computing. That's why I have mentioned that the cloud computing, which is defined as on-demand availability of computing resources. So tell me the example for the cloud computing. I have to mention the popular public cloud. I have to mention AWS, Amazon Web Services. This is globally the number one cloud platform. Number one cloud platform. And second position is in Azure. Second position is in Azure. Next, Google Cloud Platform. Google Cloud Platform. IBM, Alibaba, etc. Right? Those are the cloud computing, the examples I have to mention. Cloud computing examples I have to mention. Fine, fine. Sir, is there any advantages if we are using the cloud computing? If we are using the cloud computing, is there any advantages? Friends, I have to mention only the few of advantages I have to mention. That is for our understanding purpose. There are many advantages are there if we are using the cloud computing. Friends, I have to mention the few advantages. That is one is nothing but, see, before I have to mention the advantages, if we are using anywhere laptop or it may be the desktop, if we are using 500 GB hard disk, 500 GB hard disk. Later, you need to upgrade, that is for storing the data, you need to upgrade the hard disk capacity as 1 TB data. 1 TB data. Then what you are doing that? Simply we have to purchase the 1 TB hard disk, 1 TB hard disk, and then we have to replace 500 GB to 1 TB hard disk. 500 GB to 1 TB hard disk. That is nothing but, next further you need some more data. It may be the 2 TB or it may be the 5 TB. Then what you are doing? Simply you are upgrading the hard disk capacity. You can purchase it and you can upgrade the hard disk capacity. But instead of that, if you are using the cloud environment, it may be the AWS or it may be the Azure or it may be the Google Cloud. It is providing unlimited storage capacity. Unlimited storage capacity. Unlimited storage capacity it is providing. Whatever you need it required, that much of storage it is providing if we are using the cloud environment. If we are using the cloud environment. Fine. That is one of the advantages if we are using the cloud computing. And one more advantage also I have mentioned that, friends, in the AWS or in Azure or it may be in Google Cloud Platform, there are many services which are available. Many services which are available, right? If you go to the 5-star rating restaurant hotel, if you go to the 5-star restaurant hotel, right, 5-star restaurant hotel, there are many items which are available. There are many items which are available. Whatever you need it, that's we can order it, and you are paying the bill. You are paying the bill to the hotel. That similarly, here in AWS, or it may be in Azure, or it may be in Google Cloud Form, whatever, based on your requirement, you have to learn the services, and whatever the service you are using, for that service only, you are paying the amount to the service provider. You are paying the amount to the service provider. Service provider is nothing but whoever providing the service, that person is nothing but the cloud service provider. Cloud service provider. If we are using the AWS, AWS is the cloud service provider. If we are using Azure, Microsoft Azure is the cloud service provider. If we are using the GCP, the Google is the cloud service provider, right? That is all the services they are providing based on pay-per usage model. Whatever the service you are using, only for that service you need to pay them. Then the remaining services, you no need to pay the amount. You no need to pay the amount. That is one of the advantages, nothing bad. That is services are based on pay-per usage model. Services are pay-per usage model. Pay-per usage model. That is one advantage if we are using the cloud environment. See that I'm telling one more example here. One more example here. The many companies, they are not ready to invest the money. They are not ready to invest the money. They are using the service. They are using the service. They are not investing the money, that is to purchase the servers, to purchasing the storage, or to purchasing some other things, databases. They are not investing the money. Instead of that, what they are doing is they are using the service. Whatever the service they are using, they are ready to pay the money for monthly or yearly process, monthly or the yearly planning. For example, one more example, I am saying that in the cloud computing, when I'm starting my teaching, the basic salary is 6,600 rupees. Right? See that I want to buy the car. Then at that time, it is possible. That is, you need to invest the money is 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs. Depends on the model, you need to spend the money. Right? So instead of that, and later also the 5 years or the 10 years, then my salary will be increasing. Then I am pay the money. Present also I got more than 1 lakh rupees. Then I can I can purchase the car. Then no need to purchase the car, because unnecessarily we are investing the money. We are investing the money. So instead of that, what I am doing is I can pay the monthly basis. Car monthly basis rental I can provide it. They can provide it. That is, we can pay the this much of deposit, 50,000 or something. Then monthly I can pay that the money for the provider. 10,000 rupees or the 15,000 rupees or the 20,000 rupees, depends on the car, whatever the car I am taken, that is for that I can pay the money to the provider. Then that is very easy process. Instead of that, I can invest the 10 lakhs or the 15 lakhs rupees, then I can purchase the money. That is wasting of the money for purchasing the car. So instead of that, what I am using the service. Then I can pay the money to the service provider. Similarly, if we are using the cloud environment, in the cloud environment, whatever the service you are using, for that service, you need to pay the amount to the service provider. Nowadays, the companies, they are not ready to invest the money. Instead of that, what they are doing is they are using the service, they are ready to pay the amount to the service provider. That is, all the companies, they are using the cloud environment. That's why you need to upgrade your skills in the cloud environment. So that is one of the advantages. Services are pay-per usage model. Pay-per usage model. And one more thing is, I have to mention, the one more advantage is the maintenance cost is very, very low. The maintenance cost is very, very low. Suppose we can assume that there are 500 systems are there. To maintain the 500 systems, you need to recruit the employees, and you will take care of the operating system. You will take care of the softwares. Some licensed softwares are there. Then you can pay the amount for the licensed softwares, right? Again, in the marketing, every year they are upgrading the software versions also. Then you need to upgrade it version. Then again, you need to purchase it and then we can use it. So instead of that, if we are using the cloud environment, you are not maintaining all the systems. You no need to maintain. Service provider has to maintain. Simply you are using the service. That's why the maintenance cost is very, very low if we are using the cloud environment. If we are using the cloud environment, that is the maintenance cost is very low if we are using the cloud environment. If we are using the cloud environment. Friends, I have to say one more example. If we are using the cloud environment, see, if you are using the cloud environment, you need to access the server, you need to connect the database, or you need to access the storage, whatever the data you are storing, that is, we can access it. The excellent accessibility can be provided. Excellent accessibility can be provided. That means excellent accessibility is nothing but we have the internet connection is there. You are storing some data on the cloud platform, then we can access that data 24/7, 365 days, at any place, at any time, we can access your data. We can access your data. If we are using the server, same manner, we can connect that server 24/7, 365 days, we can connect that one. If we are using the database, at any place, at any time, at any location, we are connecting the database and we can do your work. That is nothing but the excellent accessibility can be providing if we are using the cloud platform. If we are using the cloud platform, right? Only the thing is the internet connection is required. Without internet connection, you can't access, we can't use the resources. We can't use the resources. And one more advantage, if we are using the cloud environment, that is nothing but if you want to collaborate your work with others, then it can also providing the feature is the collaboration feature it is providing. That is, it is providing the improved collaboration feature. Improved collaboration feature. Improved collaboration feature. And then one more feature is there. Whenever the resources are down, then you will take care of the data. Then for that, you can take the backup of your data. Then that facility can also be providing if we are using the cloud platform. That is nothing but it is providing the feature is the backup and restoring the data. Backup and restoring the data. That feature is also provided. And one more advantage I am saying that whatever the data you are storing on the cloud environment, but that data, it is providing the security. It is providing the security. You may use any cloud platform. It may be the AWS or it may be in Azure or it may be in Google Cloud Platform. They are providing the data security, whatever the data we are storing out on the cloud environment, but that they are providing the security. There are different types of the security mechanisms are applied. Okay. See friends, those are some of the advantages if we are using the cloud platform. I have to mention. Those are some of the advantages. Fine friends. Fine friends. Now, one more basics of the cloud computing. I need to explore that. Cloud deployment models. Cloud deployment models. We also call it as the types of clouds. Types of clouds. So the cloud computing which is providing the four types of cloud deployment models. Four types of cloud deployment models, sir. One is public cloud. Second one is the private cloud. Third one is hybrid cloud. And the fourth one is the community cloud. Those are nothing but the four types of clouds, or we can also say that the deployment models of cloud. Cloud deployment models are public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, and the community cloud. See that the first one is nothing but the public cloud. The public cloud it is open to all. That is for storing the data, for accessing the information, for using the resources. It is open to all. The public cloud it is open to all. It is open to all. That is for storing and accessing information, accessing the services, accessing the information or accessing the services. See how it is accessing the services. How it is accessing the services is by using the internet connection. Without internet connection, you can't use anything here. You can't access any services. It is open to all. Which one? The public cloud. Public cloud is open to all for storing and accessing the services by using the internet connection. How it is providing the services? How it is providing the services? Based on the paper usage model. Based on paper usage model, it is providing the services. If we are using the public cloud, how the computing resources are managed and operated? How the computing services are, how the computing resources are managed and services. Computing resources are managed and services, managed and operated. Computing resources are managed and operated by cloud service provider. CSP is nothing but the cloud service provider. Cloud service provider. Sir, tell me the example for the public cloud. The example for the public cloud is AWS, Azure, Google Cloud Platform. Those are some of the examples for the public cloud. Some of the examples for the public cloud. Now, sir, if we are using the public cloud, you need to increase the resources. You need to increase the resources. That is nothing but number of CPUs you need to increase it. You need to increase the memory. You need to increase the network performance. You need to increase the hard disk capacity. Then we can easily done it if we are using the public cloud. That is nothing but the scale up feature and also the scale down feature. It is usually providing if we are using the cloud platform. If we are using the public cloud. If we are using the public cloud. Fine. Next. Those are some of the examples I am representing. Some of the examples I am representing. Next, the private cloud. See that we can also call it as the private cloud. We can also call it as the internal cloud, or we can also call it as a corporate cloud. Corporate cloud, right? See, the private cloud, we also call it as a internal cloud or the corporate cloud. It is used by the organization to build and manage their own data center. The organization has to build their own data center, then they can create the cloud is the private cloud. Sir, how the services are using in the private cloud means they can use the tools is the OpenStack.
Hello, sir. Can you repeat, sir?
Yes. Yes.
Can you repeat, sir?
That is the internal private cloud. We also call it as the internal cloud or the corporate cloud. Internal cloud or the corporate cloud. See, it can deploy the resources. It can deploy the services using the open source or the eucalyptus tools. Some services they are using. With that, they can use the services. With that tools, they can use the services. Eucalyptus tools. Eucalyptus tools they are using. Okay, that is to use the services. OpenStack or the eucalyptus. So the internally they need to establish the data centers. They need to establish the data center. They can create the private cloud platform. They can create the private cloud. Next, the another type of the cloud deployment model is the hybrid cloud. Hybrid is nothing but it is the combination of the public and the private. It is the combination of the public and the private clouds. public and the private clouds. That is nothing but the hybrid cloud. That is nothing but the hybrid cloud. Sir, tell me the example for the hybrid cloud. Tell me the example for the hybrid cloud. The hybrid cloud, the example is, I'm representing Google application sites. Google application sites. That is, present everyone is using Gmail. Everyone is using Gmail. That comes under the hybrid cloud. And Google Apps. Google Apps, that also comes under the hybrid cloud. And you are using the Google Drive. Google Drive, that's also comes under the hybrid cloud. And if you are using the Office 365, Office 365, Office 365, that's also comes under the hybrid cloud. In Office 365, OneDrive is there, that comes under the hybrid cloud. See, the hybrid cloud is nothing but the combination of public and the private clouds. Public and the private clouds, right? See, the services which are running, if they are using on the hybrid cloud, I am saying that it is partially secure. Hybrid cloud, it is providing the partially secure. Why? Because the services which are running on the public cloud, services which are running on the public cloud, anyone can has to access the public cloud. Anyone has to access the public cloud. That's why it is providing less secure. But some services they are running using the private cloud. Private cloud. It is providing, when compared to the public, the private cloud is more security, because only the organization users, only the organization employees has to use the private cloud. The others are not using, others are not accessing that private cloud. That's why the hybrid cloud is providing the partially secure. Partially secure. See that the services which are using the public cloud, anyone has to use it. Whereas the private cloud is only the internal users are using. Only the organization users are using the private cloud. See, if we are using the hybrid cloud, it is providing the partially secure. Why? Because some services they are using the public cloud, some services they are using on the private cloud. See that those are the examples I am representing for the hybrid cloud. Examples I am representing for the hybrid cloud. Next, the another cloud deployment model is nothing but the community cloud I am representing. The community cloud is nothing but the group of organizations, they are combined together, they are forming and they are establishing the cloud. Such type of cloud is nothing but the community cloud it is representing. The example is the healthcare system. Healthcare system. Similarly, the one more example I am saying, the education system. Education system. In education, if they are implementing the ERP, that is group of organizations, they are combined together, they are establishing the cloud. Such type of cloud is nothing but comes under the community cloud. Comes under the community cloud. See, totally there are 4 types of cloud deployment models are there. We also call it as a types of cloud. We also call it as a types of cloud. Fine, fine. Next, see that in the cloud computing, the basics of the cloud computing, we are going to discuss
Hello,
the
sir.
cloud delivery.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Wait. Yeah.
Can you repeat, sir?
Which one?
Can you repeat, sir?
The cloud deployment models are the 4 types of cloud deployment models are there. Public cloud. Second one is the private cloud. Public cloud is, it is open to all. That is for storing and accessing the services. Whatever the service you need it, that service we can access it by using the internet connection. The public cloud is, it is open to all for storing and accessing the information and accessing the services. It is open to all. So how we can access the information, how we can access the services is using the internet connection. See that the services are based on the paper usage model. Paper usage model. It is open to all. Open to all. Sir, the computing resources means who has maintained the servers. Who has maintained the servers. That is the computing resources are managed and operated by the cloud service provider. If you are using AWS, they are the cloud service provider. Azure, cloud service provider. Google Cloud is a cloud service provider. That is, the computing resources and managed computing resources are managed and operated by cloud service provider. Sir, if you are using the public cloud, you need to increase the more number of resources, means I need to increase the CPUs, I need to increase the memory, I need to increase the hard disk capacity. We can use the scale up feature. Whereas in the private cloud, you need to increase the scaling feature, then you need to invest the money. You need to invest the money. If you are using public, we can easily scale up. We can easily scale up feature can be provided. Sir, tell me the example for the public cloud is, those are the examples I am representing. Sir, some organizations, they need to establish their own cloud. Some organizations, they need to establish their own cloud. They need to establish their data center. That is nothing but the private cloud. We can also call it as the internal cloud or the corporate cloud. How they are using the services using the tools, OpenStack and the Eucalyptus, they are using, they can access the services in the private cloud. In the private cloud. Hybrid cloud is nothing but the combination of these two. Public and the private is nothing but the hybrid cloud. The examples for the hybrid cloud is the Google application sites, Gmail, Google Apps, Google Drive, and the Office 365. Those are the examples for the hybrid cloud. Community cloud is nothing but the group of organizations, they are combined together, they are forming the cloud. Such type of cloud is nothing but the community cloud. See, those are nothing but the cloud deployment models or the types of clouds. Cloud deployment models are the types of cloud. Clear? Clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah. Next. See, in this cloud computing basics, you need to explore the cloud delivery models. Cloud delivery models. Cloud computing is providing the three types of delivery models. Three types of delivery models. Three types of delivery models. Sir, what are the three types of delivery models are providing? One is infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. Second one is platform as a service. Platform as a service. Third one is software as a service. Software as a service. Software as a service. See that those are nothing but the cloud delivery models. Cloud delivery models. Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Friends, I need to explore the cloud delivery models. With the help of one slide, I can explain the cloud delivery models. I can explain the cloud delivery models. See, before I need to explore the cloud delivery models, I need to explore the cloud delivery models. Wait. Yeah. See that before I need to explore the cloud delivery models, we'll see that just now I am telling the car example. If I want to buy the car, I need to invest the money and I'll take care of the everything. I'll take care of the everything, right? See, that is, I have to take care of the everything, the maintenance point of view and the petroling and everything I have to maintain it. And for the service point of view, if I can purchase the car, then everything I have to maintain it. Similarly, if we are using in on-premises environment, everything you will take care. Everything you will take care. Networking you will take care. Stories you will take care. Servers you will take care. Virtualization, operating system, middleware, that is to develop your application, you need some tools that will take care. And for runtime to develop your application, which platform you are taken, that is you may take the Java or Python or Go programming or something, and we can develop the application and then we can test it. That is, if we are using in on-premises environment, everything you will take care of in on-premises environment. That is nothing but you have to manage. You have to manage. Everything you need to take care. Everything you need to take care. See that I'm saying one example. One example that is to get more understanding. That is recently anyone has to attend the marriages. Marriages you are attending? Anyone? Marriage functions? Or anyone has to married recently? Anyone has to married recently in this batch? Anyone has married recently?
No, I have attended a marriage recently. Yeah.
Yeah. You are attending any any relatives marriage recently? You are organized?
Yes.
Then what are the challenges you are facing?
So like we need to like take care of the decoration like and the food catering. Okay,
Yes.
all these things and receiving the relatives, the
Yes.
power. Okay,
Yes.
all the infrastructure has to be taken care.
That is nothing but if we are organizing, if we are marriages, you need to take care of the decoration. You need to take care of receiving. You need to take care of food, and you need to take care of the everything you need to take care. Everything you need to take care, right? So to avoid that, the recently the marriage services they are providing, everything they are taken care. Everything they are taken care. Receiving they are providing the members and they can receive it. Welcome they are providing, right? Just you need to pay the money. Pay the money, right? Decoration they will take care, right? And everything they will take care. That is receiving from the railway station, receiving from the airport, receiving from the bus stand, everything they will take care. The providers, marriage providers are there, marriage service providers are there, everything they will be providing, but only the thing is you need to pay the amount, you need to pay the amount, right? Then everything will be providing. Similarly, in on premises environment, everything you need to take care it, everything you need to take care it. Sir, I'm using cloud service platform, cloud delivery model. That is nothing but infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. Up to this, others has to manage. Others has to manage. You no need to manage. Networking you no need to manage. Stories you no need to manage. Servers you no need to manage. Virtualization also you no need to manage. Only you will take care of operating system. To develop your application, which type of operating system you are taken, either Linux, Mac operating system, or Windows operating system. That is the operating system selection is you have to take care. To develop your application, what type of tools are required, that is we have to take care. To develop your application, which platform you are chosen, either Java or Python or Go programming or Perl or Ruby or Node.js, that's we have to take care. And then we have to test it and then we can deploy the application. That is this part we have to take care. If we are using the cloud delivery model is infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. See that this is can be providing taken care of the others. Others is nothing but whoever providing the service, that person will taken care. That person will taken care. Sir, the examples here, the AWS EC2 service, compute service. You don't need to think about the networking. You don't need to think about the servers. You don't need to think about the storage. You don't need to think about the virtualization. Only the thing is you will take care of the operating system selection, middleweights, runtime, and the application if we are using the AWS compute service. AWS, the EC2 service. Similarly, in Azure, compute service is there. In Google Cloud, the compute service is there, right? That is nothing but the infrastructure as a service. If we are using this part, will taken care by the service provider. Service provider. You don't need to take care, the others has to manage. Similarly, if you are using the cloud delivery model, the platform as a service. Platform as a service, that is up to this part, others has to manage. Others has to manage. Others has to manage. Only these two things you know need to, you have to take care. You have to take care. I am representing the separate colors. This color is representing others has to manage. This color is representing you have to manage. You have to manage. So tell me the example for the platform as a service is here in the AWS, the Elastic Beanstalk, which is comes under the platform as a service, EBS. EBS is the Elastic Beanstalk. I'll tell you how we are using the Elastic Beanstalk. Elastic Beanstalk. You no need to take care of, you no need to think about the infrastructure, you no need to think about the resources, you no need to think about the networking, everything it is providing. Everything it is providing if we are using the platform as a service. One more example is the Salesforce.com. Salesforce. It also comes under the platform as a service. Platform as a service. That is the cloud delivery model is the platform as a service. And one more thing is the cloud delivery model, software as a service. Software as a service. See that, see that, see that. Just now I am saying the example for the marriage. Everything will taken care by the marriage function organizers. Marriage function organization. That is nothing but receiving, catering, and everything. They will take care it. Decoration, everything will be taken care. Similarly, if we are using software as a service provider, software as a service, everything will be taken care by the service provider. Service provider. So tell me the example for this software as a service. Software as a service. Present you are listen my online session using the Zoom app. How you are listen my online session? Using the Zoom app. Are you thinking about networking? Are you thinking that is you are using the Zoom, how much storage it is providing? Are you thinking about the servers? Are you thinking which type of operating system they are using to develop the Zoom app? Are you thinking about how they are developing the Zoom app? Right? Are you thinking all those things? All those things? You are listen my online session? Are you thinking?
No.
No, you are not thinking. Just you are using the service. You are using the service. For usage of this one, then the DurgaSoft is paying the money for monthly or the yearly pattern. Monthly or the yearly pattern, right? They are using the service. That's why they are pay the money to the service provider. That is one example is the Zoom app. Similarly, the GoToMeeting, Teams app. In the colleges, they are using the ERP system. For usage of that, they are paying the money to the service provider. Everything will be taken care by the service provider. Whoever providing the service, that person will be taken care. Only the thing is, for usage of that one, you are paying the money for the provider. For monthly or the yearly or the 3 years pattern, you are providing the money to the service provider, right? See, those are nothing but the cloud delivery models. Cloud delivery models. Those are cloud delivery models are there. Cloud delivery models are there. Just wait. Yeah, those are nothing but the cloud delivery models are there. See, what are the cloud delivery models are there? The three types of cloud delivery models are there. Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Those are nothing but the three types of cloud delivery models. Okay, that's about today's session. Today I have to cover the basics of the cloud computing. I have to cover. what is cloud computing, what are the examples of the cloud computing, and I explore the basics of the cloud computing, advantages, and what are cloud deployment models or the types of cloud I have to cover. And also, friends, in this session, I covered the cloud delivery models. Cloud delivery models. Fine. Friends, this is the day one demo session. See, on day two demo session, that is tomorrow I am taking the day two demo session. On day two's demo session, I have to cover the AWS, the introduction. AWS introduction. On that AWS introduction, I have to cover the global infrastructure. How many regions are there? How many availability zones are there? I can cover it. And also I can cover in the AWS what are the certifications you need to attempt it after completion of your programs. And also, friends, on tomorrow's session, how to create your AWS free-tier account. And what are the steps we have to follow to create your AWS free-tier account? Friends, I'm telling that to create your AWS free-tier account, you need these three things are mandatory. One is your credit card or debit card. Second one is mobile number and your mail ID. These three things are required to create your AWS free-tier account. Tomorrow session I have to explain AWS introduction. That is, I have to cover the global infrastructure. How many regions are there? How many availability zones are there? And I can cover how to create your AWS free-tier account and what are the limitations of your AWS free-tier account. And also, friends, on tomorrow's session, I have to cover how to launch and connect the Linux server, how to launch and connect the Windows server. Those services I have to cover on tomorrow's session. Tomorrow I'll start with hands-on sessions. Every day I can explore the hands-on session. Today is the first session, day one demo session. That's why I'm not starting the hands-on. Tomorrow onwards, the hands-on session will be started. This 40 to 45 hours every day is hands-on. Less theory I am focusing, more on hands-on only. That's about today's session, friends. Anyone have any questions?
Yeah. So, like, how many days of demo classes can we attend? Like,
3 days.
3 demos. Okay.
Is providing the 3 demo sessions. Monday onwards, they are changing the link. I'm sending the contact numbers.
Okay.
That is regarding the codes and the fee. Also, I have to mention for the codes, the fee is 5,000 rupees.
Yeah.
See that once you register the codes, then every day you are getting those things. See that the recording videos are not downloadable.
Okay.
Class material is downloadable. And interview questions, dumps, and screenshot explanation will be downloadable. Recordings are not downloadable. You can access the drive link the 6 months. Access the drive link is 6 months after completion of the training. Okay. That is.
Okay.
That's
Like,
about registration, friends.
yeah, I missed out your introduction. Can you like?
This is my introduction, just the brief introduction I am providing.
Okay. Okay. 40 to 45. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
No. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for attending the demo session. Tomorrow we'll meet the same time, 8 p.m.